Next we're going to be fitting the AC unit together, so take your air conditioning unit and the top cover and place them into position as you can see there, and then with one of the 6mm self-tappers from stage 7, place that inside and just gently tighten that up so that holds that into position. Now also take your 2 belts that came in stage 7 and we're going to be putting those onto the pulley, onto the air conditioning unit, making sure that one goes to the rear and one goes to the outer edge. Now if you look closely you'll notice that they've got teeth and they are supposed to be facing inwards. So once you've done that, just make sure that they're pulled and sitting there happily for the moment. And then next we're going to be fitting the air conditioning unit onto the rear of the wheel casing, and for that, and the reason why we put the belts on first is we need to place the belts over there so we've got some tension, and then just pop that into the back, and then once again use a 6mm self-tapper into the back to hold the actual air conditioning unit into position, and then just adjust your belts over the pulleys like so. Okay. Next, take your cylinder head assembly from previous stages and take your head crank from stage 7, and the 2 holes that you can see where we did not put in the 2 longest cylinder head nuts need to hold the crank, leave it into position. So align that up, get your cylinder head bolts and then place them into position exactly the same as you did with the other set. Once you've done that, take your oil casing and your air conditioning assembly and place that over the end of the cylinder head, making sure that it all fits in nicely. And then once you've done that, take 2 of your 5mm self-tappers that came with stage 7 and place those down into position like so, and then once again tightening them up, do not over tighten them. As soon as you get any resistance and it stops, that's it. The final part of the stage, we're going to be fitting the silencers. So notice the orientation of the silencers, and you'll notice one's got a pin, one's got a hole, so that they sit in that position. So take the 2 cylinder parts, place the pin in the hole and push them together, and then you'll also notice that you'll have either 1 and 2 or 3 and 4 stamped on the inside. On this instance we've got 3 and 4, and if you look at the top of the cap that's going to go in there, that's also got a 3 and a 4, so that when you place that over the top of the 2 they should line up, and then you push and snap those 2 together. Now once you've done that, final part of the jigsaw is you've got another part that goes across the tailpipe, and you'll notice that one's got a large hole, one's got a small hole. Same on here, one's got a large pin, one's got a small pin. So making sure that you've got them the right way around, place them into position, and then push them firmly home. Now there's more detailing that's got to be done to these later, so don't worry too much about this edge sticking up, because there's a reason for it. Okay, once you've done that, do exactly the same for the other side, and there you'll have your 2 sets of pipe, tailpipes, and the completed from the last stage of the cylinder head.